Yeah, hello, good morning, all of you.
Morning, Anji.
Mhm.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, good. Good. Kshitija, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. So, you all people aware this about this mock panel interview? What is this mock panel interview, right?
Yeah.
Or I need to explain about this now.
Aware, Angie.
Okay, I can explain you. So, what is this mock panel interview? Okay, once I will explain you. So, as coming to this mock panel interview, it's nothing but what you prepare the cover letters based on your experience, the projects what you have. So, likewise, from your BA experience, the other participants are nothing but other candidates will ask you any questions from your experience, from your projects like this, and you need to justify as per that the questions what they are asking like this. Okay,
Yeah. Or
yeah. So just wait, I will share you the one cover letter and the remaining persons you can look into it and you can ask any questions. Okay.
yeah.
Yes, sure, Angie.
Yeah, are you able to see the screen now?
Yes.
Yeah, you can look into it, this cover letter and you can ask any questions like this.
Hi, Kshitija. This is Abhinay here. Let me start this. See, what is your overall experience when it comes to BA?
I'm freshing, sir.
Okay, you are fresher for this. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, please. You have told you have some knowledge on SDLC, right? So, tell me some a few basic difference of waterfall and agile methodology is what you know.
Okay. So, waterfall is like traditional method, and waterfall approach is linear and sequential approach where there are different phases like requirement gathering, designing, development, testing, and deployment. Wherein agile is iterative and incremental approach where the project is divided into small cycles or sprints, and there is ongoing feedback and adjustment during the agile. And the- like in waterfall, changes are difficult to make, and one phase has to be like completed before we are going to start the next phase. And in agile, agile encourages flexibility, and there are changes throughout the development cycle.
Okay, thanks. What is DOR and DOD and why they are important, when it comes to the project checklists?
Okay, so uh, D DOR means the definition of ready. It is the criteria that the user story must meet before it considered to be like included in the sprint. And it is important because the team, if team has sufficient information and clarity about the user story, then it reducing misunderstanding, and avoid the delays during the sprint. And DOD means the DOD outlines the criteria, like the item or any backlog item or user story is completed, considered to be completed, and now it is ready to release. And it is important because it ensures that all the aspects like quality, testing, documentations is completed, and now code is completed, reviewed, and yeah, and user story is like documented and it included relevant inform instructions.
Okay, what is your role I mean, what is normally a BA role in Agile Scrum?
Okay.
I mean, activities that
Um,
BA will perform.
okay, so like different roles, like the first as BA have to like communicate with the stakeholders, and then uh, after like different BA use different illustration techniques to breaking down the requirements, and supporting the team during the sprints, like clarification of requirement and answer any business related question to the team and help to remove any like obstacles related to requirement, and participate in daily stand-ups meeting and track the team's progress, and then prepare user stories, and ensuring that the solution developed by the team like completed as per the business objectives, and also assist in UAT, which on the reviewing product during the sprint, and documentations if there is any, like also supports in backlog grooming to prioritize and clarify clearly defined the backlogs, and um, manage stakeholders from the like business sides also, and the development team, and it ensures that there is alignment between the stakeholder priorities and the team technical team.
Okay, thanks. That's it from mine. If anyone wants anything to ask, they can move on.
Yeah, anyone ask like Siraj
Hi,
and
Shita.
Harman.
Can I say?
Hello.
Yeah, you
Hi,
can.
Kshitija. Actually, I wanted to say, like you have referred here that you have quite experience in Power BI, and like you are used to with Power BI and this Tableau. So, can you give me one single difference between these two?
Mm, okay.
One basic difference.
Okay. Mm, uh, like it used to data analyst and Tableau used to data analyzation.
Right. But both are used, right? So, I'm asking the difference between Power BI and Tableau. Like, what is the
Uh,
difference? Like, these both tools are used for the same to create dashboards, etc., right? So, what is the basic difference that differentiate these two both good valid
mm,
applications?
mm, Tableau Excel to handling like visualization, and the Power BI uh, 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 I have to look into it.
No, no worries, Kshitija. Just don't panic. It is very simple. Like Tableau is nothing but a older version, and Power BI it was created very recently. So it's the basic difference, and Tableau is basically used in some wider and some strong organization, but Tableau is a very recent good to go application of each and every organization.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much.
And it will be the both difference, both will work as same. The main will be the billing part, whichever the
Right,
company is taking part, right? So Power BI is much cheaper compared to Tableau. So that's the reason
right.
more companies go for Power BI, you know. That's the
Okay.
main difference. Both works as the same, majorly. But the only difference will be the billing part,
That's why
how they
some
bill you.
old and good organizations, some high value organization go for the Tableau rather than Power BI.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you can ask any questions, like the different questions also.
Yeah, please throw some light on user stories. What do you know about user story and all?
Mhm. Oh, yeah, user story is a like simple description of a feature and written from the perspective of the end user, and it is important. It is important in agile methodology because it particularly the purpose of the user story is to know the features of the features value to focus is what requirements of the business, and is a user story format is like as a user I want to like this goal, and so that this steps follow. So as a user, like describe the what the user want to achieve and accomplish, and explain the like uh, explain the user wants to achieve that goal, and yeah, and like as a customer I want to like view my order so I can reorder items easily, and yeah, and important part is it helps to identify who is the user, and what is the goal, like what the user needs to achieve, and
Like,
which
who are you, what you want to achieve, and why you want to achieve.
yes,
That should be there,
yes,
right, in user stories. Okay.
yes, yes.
And what are the main things that should be presented in a user story?
Uh, like
Apart from this,
user
apart from the requirement, what is required?
first,
I mean, you have used Jira, right? Uh,
yes.
you know how to use Jira, Jira Confluence or GitLab. When it comes to Jira, if while you are creating a user story, what are the other aspects that you will use other than writing the requirement in a user story? What are the other, aspects that should be considered while doing this?
Um, okay, like BV value, CP value, task. Right?
What does BP value, CP value stands for? What does it
B,
exact means?
like PV value is like business value. It refers to the importance of a feature or user story. Uh, and like and CP value is the effort. Like it estimating the effort involving in completing a user story, which focuses on the effort and difficulty of tasks.
Okay. uh, what's the importance of communication as a BA? How good is it? No, how well it is? It should be there for you to communicate. No, what's the importance of communication? Is it required or not for a BA,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
project perspective?
I think communication is one of the most important skill for a business analyst because as the BA role is involved to like bridging gap between stakeholder and the technical requirements. So it helps to ensuring that inform like the like it is smoothing the flow of information, and like business analysts they have to gather the requirements. So If without clear communication, there will be the misunderstood and miss any any important project outcome also. So and like business analysts have to like ask the right question and like asked in the like important question like ensure to help that both parties understand their goals
Okay, when you say
and
communication means only the way we uh, sorry, speak to them, communicating verbally, or are there any other ways that you will that the communication how it works only on the
yeah
verbal part, or in any other things that we do as a business analyst, for to have a effective communication.
like yeah so there is like a clear documentation also because uh, yeah documentations like user story use cases if we return the documents not written correctly so it also lead to misinterpretation so which may result the waste of our efforts so effective written communication is also important and continuous feedback from the stakeholder and the development team and uh, yeah so it helps to change everything and yeah. So
Okay, okay,
so
good.
it
Thanks.
building trust and more transparency between the team and
Yeah,
stakeholder.
yeah. What project you have done? What projects
Yeah.
that you have done? During during your learnings. What the name of the project that you have
Uh,
done? Any of the projects?
Grading system project is based on
Yeah, please tell me something
waterfall
about this
model
project.
and agile in agile learning management system project.
Learning
So learning management
analytics.
system project. Yeah.
Yeah, please throw some light
It
on the
is
LMS part, please.
okay. It like it includes the it helps for a student to student and universities to uh, their progress or their exams and everything to know and there are it is used by end users as the students or educators or administrators and it know about the if like as a student they want to track the progress in courses and they can monitor their learning outcomes and they can the user also contact to the teachers and students directly contact with each other and so the current the current problem is that everything is in the manual work, so it takes more time and inaccuracy during the work. So from this application, it helps to reduce the workload and it is uh, it reduce the errors and yeah, and there is I prepared a product vision document during that include the who's the Scrum team and client stakeholder list and vision is to empower the institution to deliver learning
Okay.
experience
Uh,
and
Fine. Just tell me the basic differences between a BRD, FRD, and SRS. What are the basic difference? Why there are three different documents for a requirement? So normally we have some requirements, right? So
yeah.
why we are using three different documents per requirement? What is the
Uh,
main difference for them?
I think in BRD is what is needed from a business perspective. It outlines what the business wants to achieve in FRD translate that needs into specific system functions, like specific function and features that the system must support and what system should do. And SRS is software requirement specification. It elaborates the technical and performance detail of the software, like software expected behavior and performance.
Okay, right. Thanks. That's it from my end. If anyone wants to ask anything, they can move on.
Okay,
Okay,
okay. Yeah, okay. Ask.
Okay, Kshitija, I have only one question. Like you have mentioned, effectively handled user acceptance testing, right? So please just tell me about something that how did you handle it?
First okay. So first I developed the detailed UAT plan with the stakeholders, and then after that, conducted the UAT sessions with the end users and client testers. And if they like they if they address any defect or issues, then during during the UAT, then there will be the bug fixing. And after the bug fixing, there is again the final review meeting with the stakeholders to discuss about the UAT results. And after the bug fixing and detailed discussion about it, obtained the formal sign off on the UAT. Uh, you did through a client project acceptance form.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, guys. You can look into this cover letter. This is different for Harmeet Kaur, and you can ask any questions. Okay. Yeah, Harmeet, are you there?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, I
yeah,
am.
yeah, yeah. Can you give me the overview of your profile, na? So through your experience or whatever.
Yes, sure, Angie. So, first of all, thank you guys for joining this meeting. My name is Harmeet Kaur, and I have been working in TCS for 3 years with a relevant experience of 2.5 years in this business analyst role. So, I joined in 2021 as a fresher, and I was given a BFSI domain. So, as I am a BCom graduate student, so I have a core interest in this banking and financial resources, right? So I was given a project of Nest Corporation, which is a UK number one pension scheme. So in that, I was asked to work as a policy administrator in the initial stage. After that, after evaluating my profile and seeing everything, I was moved to this business analyst role along with four members. So we all started our journey as a business analyst in this field. So earlier I was asked to just observe our senior business analysts, right? So how they are managing requirement, how they are dealing with requirements and everything, how they are conducting the meetings, dealing with the clients, having conversation, getting sign offs, this that. So it was a very hassle and trassle situation in the beginning, but after a while I was able to get a hold on it, and I learned a lot in this 2.5 years about agile methodologies, about waterfall methodologies, how each of it is conducted, what are the differences between this. So after 2.5 years I have a relevant experience in three projects, uh, one in the waterfall and two side by side their agile projects. So I have created BRDs, FRDs, SRS. Even I have a good experience in this Jira, MS Visio. I have a more experience. I like to use more this balsamic tool and conduct some daily scrums and everything and create MOMs. So thank you guys. This is it.
Okay.
You can ask any questions, guys.
What's the size of your team? Harmeet.
I have quite 8 members.
Okay. In 8 members, you're the what is the role as a BA or you're a BA, right?
And
You're the BA.
yes, yes, I
Okay.
am a junior BA.
Okay. You're the junior BA. And what's the agile project that you have done? I think you're doing both agile and waterfall now, or are you in only agile
No,
or
no.
anyone?
I have completed waterfall in this first year. In 2022, I started agile and sorry, waterfall. After that, I started agile in this Nest and plus a Toronto Dominion Bank. That was a parallel kind of a situation. So you want me to go through that, right?
I was just asking. Now you're working on agile projects, right?
Right,
Okay. Fine. And with whom you have done work collaborated with stakeholders, right? So
right.
who are the different stakeholders that you have collaborated to take the requirements?
Different stakeholders you're trying to say.
With whom you have collaborated to get the requirements?
So we have different, like we have our developers, right? We have our testers, we have our clients. So these are the stakeholders. So whenever it comes to this collaboration and having a meeting and getting these people along to sit together and come to a standard point, so we I have conducted various elicitation techniques as well, like brainstorming, interviews, and workshops. So workshop is more towards like having each one stakeholders from a specification or specific department to come along and get into one clear idea, one clear definition, or one clear requirement.
For which project you have done the workshop? You have said two, right?
For
One is
this
Toronto
Toronto
test,
dominant, yes, this
Toronto domain.
Toronto dominant bank.
The stakeholders that you have, Mike, I'm just rephrasing my question. With whom you have discussed to get the requirements? So initially you will get the requirements, right? From whom, who will give you the requirements? No. From where you will get the requirement?
From the
To
client side, right?
from the client side. Client is from the
Mhm.
next UK pension domain.
Yeah, Nest UK Pension is a different project. Toronto Dominion is a different project. So I was assigned with this Toronto Dominion client meeting.
Okay, you will directly discuss with them to get
Yeah,
the
yes,
requirements, right?
yes. So what happened is like we basically deal with this Visa Co rule and we have this debit card issues. So in this debit card we have fraud and non-fraud team. So for that we were trying to separate these two departments so that we get a good hold on the claims and everything. For that, we had a meeting to how to go forward with that.
Okay, you said you are using Jira, right? What's the
Right.
purpose of using Jira application?
So the purpose of using Jira application is very simple. Like we have to create our dashboards, right? So Jira is a very good to go technique. Like whenever we are assigning something, like whenever we are assigning our work to any associate, a developer or a tester to see where they are and whether my user story has been completed or not, whether it is meeting uh, whether the acceptance criteria is properly defined or not. So to prepare burn down chart, to prepare burn up charts.
I mean, it's a project management tool.
Right.
So apart from this, are you using any other thing like Jira? We have Confluence, right? The extension part of Jira. Do you have any idea of using that Confluence as well, or only Jira?
No, no. Only Jira as of now.
Okay, where do you store your documents? Then some physical, I mean, storing in your hard drives, or where you are storing the documents once you create it.
We
You
have a
don't
back
keep it.
office tool. We have a separate back office tool for that.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much, Abhinay.
Yeah, hello, Kshitija.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can ask.
Okay. Uh, okay. So, how do you perform solution evolution during your projects?
Solution evolution.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so when it comes to this solution evaluation, like what exactly we want to go through, right? How we want to go forward with this.
Okay.
So whenever we are having some user stories, right? So we have to find defects in that. Like what exactly i- is it meeting my criteria? Is it according to the client side, right? So it is very simple. Like we evaluate our solution whether it is meeting the metrics, efficiency, and the cost at the end, right? And is my user will be satisfied. After that, we validate those requirements. We have our risk analysis, and after seeing everything, we come to a solution.
Okay.
And on while you are doing these projects that you have simultaneously worked on two different projects, have you
Right.
faced any conflicts with any of the team members? And
Yes,
how
yes.
do you manage them? Please throw some light on the conflict management that you have faced in your
Yes,
projects.
yes. So whenever we are dealing with people, Abhinay, it is very common that we will face this conflict. Majorly, every time we will face this, right? So the best technique we can go for it, like we can make those two parties sit together, have a decent conversation, like what are your viewpoints and what are second party's viewpoint, and to see who is lacking with what and who is lacking with what, whether both are correct or both are wrong, right? To
Any
then to
situation,
get
like
any
any
situation
live
like
example, any example that you can throw at any on the project, any example.
so when I was in this Nest Corporation, when I started with this Agile, so as I told, I was moved to this Agile team after my evaluation. So we had a team of 8 members in which two were developers, two were testers, right? So what happened is these two were from a very different projects. So they were coming up with their own idea, with their own SOPs, like we should go forward with that, we should go forward with that. So these two were very brilliant brains, right? But these two were having problem with each other, working with each other. So we had to sit down, ask what is wrong with you, what is wrong with you, like why you are behaving like this. So coming to a common situation, because these two were from a good background, carrying their own SOPs and carrying their own experience. But whenever we are working for a particular project, we have to sit aside, we have to uh, keep aside our project and experience and to come together to a point like we want to work together as a team. So, what is working best for our team, what is working best for our project will be good rather than seeing what we were from behind, right?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Yes.
Yeah, any questions as regarding this cover letter?
Yeah,
Kshitija?
Harmeet,
Yeah,
I have one question. Actually, I have network
Yes.
issues. I might not hear anything. Just
Okay, okay, no problem.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
go ahead.
I quickly ask. I would like to know about this business operations tool which you have used for automations. So, where
Automations.
did you
Okay.
use this, and can you explain
Okay.
that?
So when I started my journey as a business analyst in a waterfall mode, so this business optimization tool, business operation tool was nothing. But what happened is whenever we are in this Nest corporation, we have very different department. Like we have Nest is nothing but National Employment Saving Trust. So In that we have our retirement department, we have employee services, we have transfer in where the money comes in, and transfer out where the money goes out. So I was basically for this transfer in department where the members in UK who enroll in this pension scheme. So what happens is we have a automatic enrollment. So automatic enrollment is nothing but a user or a member who is eligible, who has started working and is eligible with his employer to enroll in this pension. We have a quite a lot of member now. We have 18 million plus members. So so processing their case is of course a big deal to us, right? So what happened is we have two modes, online mode and offline mode, which is Origo for online, non-Origo for offline cases. Offline cases are dealt with letters, physical manual letters are sent to members' home. They reply back with the same letter. It reaches to our office and we process the case. So these are high end cases, and Origo cases are nothing but like this mobile applications. We just fill a form in the mobile and it will come to us, or we go to a company's website, we fill the form and it comes to us. So Origo cases are quite a lot in everyday scenario. So what happened is we all sat together, this stakeholders, our seniors and everyone. So we decided to automate this project process. So what happened is we have already created two bots, a maker bot and a checker bot. So this is business optimization tool is nothing but a robot, a software robot who used to create policies and who used to check those policies. Like for this Origo cases, we had our 20 plus members. Uh, 10 used to create policies on daily basis and 10 used to check those policies, because we can't just go for one member to create policy and to give that to the customer, because we have to record those policy, we have to check the accuracy, we have to check the efficiency, which cases are taking more time, less time. So in order to that, we created two separate bot for maker and a checker. So this is only this business operation tool. And with this, after launching this bot, after everything, we were able to increase our production. We were able to reduce our error nearly to zero point 0.1, because at times bot is also making slightest mistake, but it can be covered later. And we utilize those 20 members in our non-origo cases, which at the end of the year had a good profit, and we were able to save our project.
And
Okay.
Harmeet, why can't we go with macros instead of bots? No, we have the macros as well, right? Why can't we go with a macro, instead of
So
going to bot?
I understand your question, Abhinay, but as I said, we have quite a separate department. So both were used for those department as well. And after that, it came along with this transference. So it was a high level decision. I was just a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah. As you said, you work for 5 months, right, on this support role.
2.5 years.
2.5
Oh,
years as
oh, sorry,
a
6 months.
businessman.
Yes, yes, 6 months as a policy administrator.
Yeah. So total you have a team of 25 members, right, from the support team.
Earlier, I had a team of quite a like more than 20 people itself when I was in this policy admin. After coming to this BA role, I had a team of 8 members.
So out of 25 members, why you only got the opportunity to work as a business analyst? So how
It
did
was not
you
just
start?
yes, good question. It was not just 25 members, it was 120 members in the floor. So from different department, 5 members were selected, and I was selected with this transferring team because I had a very good communication skills. I was able to write mails well, and I was able to uh, I was I was quite a good person, as they feel, because they already went through my quality from the client side as well and checked my previous everything. And I was also given a special initiative award and a best performer award within the 6 months.
Okay.
So I was selected with from the site lead of India.
Okay. So how many user stories you have written in 2.5 years?
I have written quite a lot user stories related to this agile projects of Nest only.
Okay.
So you want me to go through those user stories to you?
No, no.
Okay.
Any other questions, Kshitija? Uh,
No
Kshitij?
questions, sir.
Mhm. Okay, okay. Yeah, guys, are you able to see the screen now with Abhinay cover letter?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Abhinay, are you there?
Yes, yes, yeah, Anji, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So can you give me overview of your profile?
See, I have overall 9+ years of experience in investment banking domain, where I worked with a Wipro, where UBS is the client, and I work with Bank of America Merrill Lynch, and I work with Franklin Templeton. Right now, I'm with UBS. UBS has established their own setup in the year 2020, and then I'm back to UBS. So, before joining the projects, I have 5 years of experience into IB operations profile where I'm into equity and fixed income settlements. Later, when I moved to Bank of America, I got an opportunity to work for some of the projects where operations team is involved. So, from the past 4.5 years, I have been into projects relating to the operations teams right now with UBS.
Yeah. You guys are asking any questions from the Abhinay?
Okay, Abhinay,
Yeah.
can I start?
Yes, please.
So, as you told, like from 4+ years, you are in this business analyst role, right?
Yes.
So, please tell me, enlighten me, like what all you used to do before as a IB person, and what responsibilities changed after this when coming to this business analyst role.
Yeah. Before before becoming a BA, I'm into operations like settlements, the back office settlements team. We are responsible to clear the discrepancies on the trades that we handle. So I do handle European market trades. So I do handle Scandinavian markets, like they will call as Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and Finland markets were called as Scandinavian. So I have major experience handling those markets, like any major issues in transferring the trades or settling the trades. My main work is to match the trades and clear the client queries and settle the trades. These is the main thing that we do, that I have done during my 5 years. So I have mainly handled the pre-matching, that we what we call as pre-matching, means before matching the trade. Like we do have few points to agree with counterparties, like what do they know and what do we know, like in terms of quantity, cash, trade date and settlement date, normal trade. If you do any trading, right? So what all is required, whether they are matching or not. These are the activities that I have done before moving to BA. So once I moved to BA, my major role is on the applications that the team is working. So if there is any enhancement or any migration is happening on those applications that operations team are working, so my work is to get into those applications and clear any. There are few development teams, right? So they may not be from the finance background. So They might not be having the domain knowledge. They might be expertise in their core skills. So my work is to make them understand what our business is expecting and what the end users, I mean operations team, is expecting the development team to do. My work is that just to make sure that they are understanding that what we are expecting from the development team to develop and deliver the future or the product that we are expecting to serve the client. See, end of the day, the client experience is important for a bank to be in the market. Let's say UBS is a big bank, Bank of America is a big bank in US, UBS is a big bank in EMEA and in US as well. So these banks mainly focus on the client experience. So our projects are mainly dealing with the client experience projects. Means how well the operations team are using those applications. That matters for the business. That's where the client is
Yes.
experiencing, right? So that's what
Yes,
we do.
yes.
Yeah.
So thank you, Abhinay. Uh, you told like you already work in BOA, so I know the situation of BOA being in TCS. So, enlighten me. If I see like BOA is a quite a large bank, right? So how it is different? How the challenges of BOA is different from this UBS bank,
See, it just depends. See, bank to bank, the
right?
way, see, in the market, that the way the trades are settling is same, but how the
Hmm.
banks pursue is different,
Right,
and how they operate is different.
right.
Suppose you, if you take UBS has mainly two entities.
Hmm.
Okay, but Bank of America has many entities, small many entities. So each entity has their own budgets, right?
Right.
So suppose if one entity is handling 100 clients and other entity is having handling more than 100 clients, the budgets are varies, right? So based on the budget constraint, the projects will be given to us. So here in Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, they the team in which I'm working, where the traders use that entity for aggressive trading. Means they buy in one market and they sell in another market.
Okay.
Stocks, those trades which are tradable in, suppose if you take the Nokia stock, the way our main project triggered from that Nokia stock is tradable in many markets. Like it can settle in France, it can settle in UK, it can settle in Finland, it can settle
Hmm.
other markets. So
Right,
what the traders will do, they are the market makers. End of the day, see, we are the brokers in the market, right? And
right.
also, the brokers means someone will, some client will ask us to buy in one market. Some other might be wanting to sell. As a broker, we have to facilitate. So traders will just trade it. They don't just want to settle the trade. They know whether the trade is eligible or not. And the team is facing issues like, they have to send the manual instructions into the market per trade. It's taking 20 minutes for them to manually enter. So, and the trade, see, every year the trading keeps on increasing, right? Then we got a requirement from the business. See, we got any requirement we'll get from the business only, not from the operations perspective. We'll get anything from the business because budget is allocated. So from where the business is getting is from the client experience. Like our counterparties with whom we are dealing, they are giving complaints like we are settling the trades 1 day or 2 days late. So why we are settling the trades is because we are buying in one market, selling in one other market. For us to move the stock from one market to other, it's taking time. Means per trade it's taking 20 minutes. So we came up with an idea, why can't we make it STP, straight to process, instead of manual intervention. So we thought of enabling a button in middle office application, not in the front office applications, because we are no more traders. So
Okay, okay.
back office team will not have access to the front office application. So we have the middle office application where we have enabled a feature to streamline this process. Instead of manually inputting into the market application and sending emails to agents who will do it, we have enabled that feature in the middle office application. And to make sure these trades the team is inputting, okay, we'll use that application to send the instructions STP. So for that, what we have done is we have taken each market behave in different ways. So we have taken different SOPs from operations team, and the document, the we say the format. So like if we pay any, if we have done any payment, right, normal from HDFC to other HDFC bank, HDFC to ICICI, there's a format is there, at the back end which we don't know. That format need to be correct. That format need to be correct. That we have done, that we have enabled. So these 20 minutes were reduced
Oh wow.
at the back end, reduced.
At the
And
back
if
end,
see
right?
for this Bank of America, they use the small. If we take UBS,
Okay.
we aren't comparing with the Bank of America and UBS, right? If you take in UBS, if for suppose if Bank of America is doing 100 such trades, UBS is doing 1,000 such trades. Just imagine how well, how the system should work.
How well the structure should be fixed
That's it.
at the end, right?
Yeah, yes, yes. So for us in Bank of America, this project took us only 6 months because of the number of trades and number of markets that they're using straight between.
Right.
Suppose if we take between India and some other European market,
Countries, right?
they will do only between those two. That's Bank of America. UBS is not like that.
Okay.
UBS is doing something like between India and US. There is one more country involved in between. So there is a lot
Okay.
of, if the stock has to move, right, for it should move from A to B, B to C, not
Okay.
like right from
Okay.
A to B. There's a lot of
Right.
difference between how the uh, team handles what size of the business as well. See
So, so,
in what market they're handling.
so you
Yes.
are trying to say that BOA is kind of a simpler side rather than UBS, and UBS is more of a complex when it comes to
Yeah.
the structure and everything.
It just depends on the way their footprints are. See,
Okay.
UBS is a big bank in Swiss market, right? And Swiss
Right.
market, Swiss Swiss clients are very much traditional, very much stubborn when it comes to execution. Like US,
Sticking to their core values.
yeah, they're sticking to it, and they have the more footprints in Europe
Okay.
compared to US. US is normal single market we consider. Europe we have many markets, like 27 markets we do consider in Europe. So there's a lot of difference with how the banks think and how the banks operate, and what are the core
Okay.
business as well. It just depends on the core business and all.
Okay,
Yeah,
Abhinay.
yeah.
Thank you so much for this enlightenment. I want to ask one thing, like you have mentioned here, you develop project plans, monitor performance, and ensure that the needs of stakeholders are being met. So please
Yeah.
tell me, how did you monitor your performance? What were the ways that you did, and how was your best technique?
See here, an analysis and planning and monitoring here comes for me as the operations perspective, because I am dealing
Okay,
with the operations team, right? See,
right,
the projects which we are done are for the migration of operations. See, basically they have one application where all the teams can utilize that application. Management and the regular operations team can use that application. Now we have moved that application to the other platform by dividing, like, need to know principle. Suppose if Harmit is a manager, she wants to look at only few features, right?
okay,
If Abhinay is an associate, he has to look at some features, right? So before that, we have all the features were in only one application. Now we have divided the features based on the need to know principle, and we have given them the access. So, and once we give them, see, uh, there are few managers and teams who are working from the decade and 2 decades. They're used to that application, right? So when we
right,
are moving from one application to the new one, of course it's a human tendency that we will not accept. Freshers will
right,
accept because they don't know how the previous application worked, right? Freshers will
right,
accept. But the senior members, most of who are, see, in the UBS, if you say now right now working, many are experienced people only.
right,
Freshers are
right.
only 20%, max 20%. Now we are hiring them more. So what they are stubborn to move to take up the new application. My work is to train them, is to clear their doubts, is to take the feedback from them weekly, and bi-weekly we'll have a call with the business, whatever the feedback that they are giving on the new application and whatever they have. See, whatever the thing is, we are just replicating the old to new, right? they're
Right.
expecting the same level of performance, but it changes. It
Of
changes
course, of
because
course. The human mind is very difficult to
yes.
program itself first, right? Rather
Then
than
my
to go for
yes,
an
then
applications.
my work is to make sure why I am assigned this, because I have
Right,
experience in the operations team. I
right,
know the pain points. I know what we have gone through
right, right.
and what this application is doing. Of course, there is a latency. We are trying to reduce that latency as well. There are different things
So,
that operations team has raised, will raise. So my work is
Abhinay,
to make, yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I have one question. Like, as I can see, you have 9+ years of experience, and
Yes.
I only have three, right? So I
Mhm,
have one question that is clicking my mind. So whenever you are dealing with teams, right?
mhm,
So say like A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. These both are two teams.
mhm,
So one team is performing very well,
mhm.
going forward very well, achieving their targets and getting brownie points and everything. So, and the team XYZ is not up to the mark, right? Maybe they are not guided well by the TL, or maybe they are not having that kind of experience. They all are freshers, fresher in that team, and maybe they are not giving the proper trainings. They are not given the proper etiquettes. Then how will you handle this XYZ team and make their make them a better
See, yeah,
performers?
yeah. Normally we have some teams like equities based on the product wise. Equities team,
Right,
a fixed income team, stock borrow lending team, and the
right,
reconciliation teams like that. We have teams, and every team is divided into 10 members. They will be
right.
having one manager. So every team is a mix of SMEs,
Yes,
seniors, and the juniors,
right,
right? So for operations perspective, they do have their own trainings. They do have their things like, see, that will be handled by their SMEs,
right,
by their managers. So they have their, as a BA, my work is to not to think, not to see how good they are at the operations. My
right,
work is to make sure how good they are at using that application. End of the
right,
day, I should make sure that they are using the feature that we developed is being used by them. They are accustomed for that. If they have any issues, they have it's individual responsibility to raise issues while we are on call. We have bi-weekly call for an hour where we are inviting all the members of different teams to raise
right,
their voice, raise their issues. If they don't raise it, no one knows.
right,
Because see, I am responsible for delivering the future, not the
right,
delivering their doubts. Yes, of course,
right,
sometimes I do pitch in as a senior member. I do pitch in on the few queries, not at the fullest level. As far
right,
as because I am not in the operations team right now.
right,
I'm in the
right.
operation. I'm in the feature development, right? So when see,
Okay,
I do have the relationship with them, right? I do
right.
out of interest, I do it, but not on the operations part.
On
My
the
work is to
official side,
enlighten.
you don't go it after like,
I don't go much. See, I do go, but I don't go much.
okay, okay.
I do
So,
go out of interest.
yes.
That's yeah.
Okay. Abhinay, what decided you to shift your career to this business analyst after 5 years in this investment banking, which is also a good high level job? So, what made you to shift to this business analysis?
See, that's that's a good question. See, if you see there is a Brexit happened, I think you might not be having knowing that Brexit has happened.
Okay.
Means Britain is exited from the European Union,
Okay.
right? In the year 2018, I guess, the 2018, where the all the banks how they are working has changed. Clients have
Okay.
been moved out of UK because
Okay.
see, in Europe every head office is in UK previously.
Right.
Now they have been moved. They have established their own offices out of UK. So then, while I'm working with UBS, there's a Brexit happened. We have hired has 15 members, new hires,
Okay.
and we have gone through that project successfully without any issues. In 1 week, we are back to normal. When I moved to Bank of America Merrill Lynch in 2020, they, based on my experience and based on the feedback that they got from me, far from the seniors that have worked in different projects. I mean, projects means operations perspective. in
Okay.
UBS, they have asked me to handle this depot element, that the stock movement project, because I know I came from the big bank compared to Bank of America. It's a big bank compared to Bank of America.
Okay.
UBS is big, so I have handled some that volume. The data handled is 10 times more what the Bank of America team is working, because STP process is too much high. So I might not be knowing more things, right? So they have moved me to the project to help few senior BAs and the developers.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's how they have trans. It's just my experience has helped me
Your
to move to the
subject
project.
matter expertise
Yes,
helped
yes,
you to
yes.
move to this BA
Yes,
role, right?
that's
Okay.
only help us if you are in the operations, right? So
Right.
that's what, if you are in the operations, our expertise will help them. If you are out of operations,
Right.
that's different role. I am in the operations
Right. Right.
from inception, right? So that's how it helped me.
Thank you so much, Abhinay, for this,
Yeah,
for this such a good discussion.
thanks.
Yeah, Siraj and Kshitija, you can also any question.
I think Kshitija is very silent today.
Kshitija,
Yes, sir.
yeah, you can ask any questions.
Uh, okay. Okay. So, do you handle any change requests during your projects, or how do you manage it?
Yeah. Okay, thanks for that. See, the change. See, right now I'm into two projects. One is migration of legacy applications. The other one is uh, enhancement of Outlook. So we are no longer using Outlook. Outlook is moved to web-based application. So what we are doing is we are trying to replicate the what look Outlook has given the features. The features are trying to replicate. But what we have done is, as an operations team, we do receive n number of emails. Suppose if Kshitija has sent me, if Kshitija from TCS, or from, suppose if Kshitija is working from Bank of America, she has sent an email at 8 GMT and no one has responded till 9 GMT. She has sent an email again, the same email at 9:30. I mean, follow-up email 9:30, and again at 11 o'clock. You have sent three emails, right? So in Outlook, if you
Okay.
see, you will see three emails, right? Now, but what we have developed is we have make sure that emails with the same subject line or creating a tasks. Suppose if they are chasers, something like you will say like chaser, escalation. These will be I'm just giving the background of the what we have done. Is will they will be given as a task. Each task means subject lines divided into tasks. Suppose if there are 25 emails, number of emails are 25, but the email sent with same subject line are five, they'll be graded as five email tasks. So what happens is, now in Outlook, whenever we receive the email, it will be bolded, right? Once we read, it will to the it move to the it will be unbolded, right? So the same will happening
Okay.
here, though it is a chaser. But
Oh,
what the change from the on-site operations team we got is, we don't want to see every new email or the task already created task. If you are getting the new one, right, it should not be bolded. Okay, they want that should already they have already read, they might be working on that email, but they haven't replied. Okay, so whenever they are getting the user, they don't want the emails or on the tasks that were already created should be bolded. But that's not happening in Outlook, right? So that's the main
yeah.
change request that we got from the operations team. But because see, if the if many tasks are bolded, when their management sees that, they thinks that team is not working on the emails, right? That's how the
Yeah.
perspective. That's the perspective of the manager, right? So they don't want that mess. So we have raised it to the business. So whatever the decisions we will not do by ourselves, because it's the business decision. So we have discussed with the business, and they don't want that boldness should be changed, because email should be read. Whatever the see, you might be having, you might be adding something on the body of the email, right? That email, the
Yes.
task is highlighted based on subject line, not on the body of the email, right? So analyst should read that email. Once you read, it will move from bold to unbold. So that's
Yeah.
what we try to explain them, and we try to explain them, and we to we have no pacified their or to say requirement. If it is new thing or if it is something like that, we will take it and we will discuss with the business, and we will discuss with
Okay.
the development team as well, just to enhance the feature. Whatever we do, that's enhancing only. End of the day, we want both the client and our operations team. We don't want our operations team should be, more, should work on more hectic tasks. That's the main.
Okay.
That's one of the main changes. That what I want to highlight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, Siraj. Siraj. Hello.
I think he's not present.
I think he's having some. Yadagiri,
Right.
Anji, you can also throw some questions.
Okay.
Vinay, like I want to ask one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, please.
So, as you have told, like you have worked quite a lot in banks, many banks, right? I can see Wipro, every right. So, what what was the best experience of yours? And sorry, if I go for this, what was the worst experience of your 9 years career, and how did you overcome that?
See, so I will just say you one thing. If you
Yeah,
are based on my, I work with three different banks. See, you Wipro means UBS is the client, so you can consider
right,
me more with 6 years. I am with 6 years with UBS, more than 6 years with UBS. Two
right.
years with 2 years with Bank of America. There is no worst part. Suppose if you are doing some uh, big activities,
Hmm.
and if you go to the smaller bank, what you
Hmm.
will think? It's a small work. Why I am being hired, right? But you should know why we are paying for what we are
Right,
paying, right? So
right,
if you take Franklin Templeton, that's different banks. It just depends on the bank and how they work and how
hmm,
they perform. That's how it depends. There's nothing worst and the best. It's just our mindset. We need to understand what the business is thinking. We should not.
right,
We should keep our thing. We should keep our brain aside in our own perspective. We should, whenever we are going to any activity or any work, right, it's not our business, it's someone's business we are handling. We should think about the
right,
business perspective, not our perspective. That's the one thing that we need to make sure. We should not
right,
compare two different banks. Their funding is
right.
different. Yes, that's what.
Thank you, Abhinay, for
Yeah,
this.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So through your project now, after completion of all the developmentation of the features, let us assume.
Mm-hmm.
So if that features of the developmentation, whatever it may be, so if that features not meet that needs of that stakeholders, like if that stakeholders are
Mm-hmm.
not satisfied with that uh, outcome of that features, whatever it will be to that end users.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you do and how did you handle that situations through regarding of developmentation to that stakeholders, whatever it may be, based on that situation handling? How
Yeah.
did you do? Yeah.
See, the projects what we have done from the past 2.5 years are pertaining to the migration projects. The thing is, the old applications, the response time is uh, within seconds. Okay. Now, when you move to the new application, the latency, suppose there is something like for a check. Suppose if I have done anything manual, right? If it has to be released, senior members should release those items. So we call them as work items. Should will be created. Previous applications they used to create work items in seconds. Now the new application, the work items are being created after 20 minutes. So as a development team, our part is to create the work items, right? So based on the background, we know why it is creating after 20 minutes. But when it was rolled out, and team is expecting the same behavior, and see, we will have hundreds of people who are creating work items. and we will have weekly feedback calls. Everyone raised the same issue. They have it's taking 15 minutes and 20 minutes, and see whatever the operations team is doing is live. That will reflect in the markets. That will reflect in the client accounts. They want to settle those trades, right? So they might be last minute realization on booking the trades, right? So if it is 20 minutes, means we have missed the cutoffs. We might receive the escalations. Of course, we receive the escalations as well. So here my part is to explain them why it is taking 20 minutes. So my work is to explain the background, why it is taking 15, 20 minutes, because we have we are running some batches for every 20 minutes. For every 20 minutes, our database will get updated in from the main application to the next application. Then it will hit the operations team. So this was raised by not one, everyone. It's a unanimous raise for us. It hit back is a lot. So then it took much time for us to explain why it is happening, and they don't want that to happen, but we can't do anything. That the business logic has changed because they are thinking their own perspective, big operations perspective, but we are thinking as part of management perspective, analysis perspective, many things that's happening. Why we have developed this product, and we are working to make sure not in seconds, less than 5 minutes. It's still in the pipeline. It's we are still working on it because that's a very important feature. Now, right now in European markets, they are getting penalties of 1 basis point for every 10 million trade. They will get penalized for $1,000. So we don't want the bank to be at that financial risk. We just are trying to reduce that risk, and we are making sure that team to handle that important works. So we have used migrate, right? We have all the important items will be in red, urgent and important status. We want them to action first. We want our teams to use the applications that we developed so that they will not have these last minute requests. This is the main thing which was raised after development. We have enlightened them why we have done it and what are the corrective measures they should take. Because I know, because I have worked there for 5 years operations. I know what the pain points. I've tried to explain them how to prioritize their work. Right. That will be there in the SOPs as well, but they are just not following this SOPs. I just told them, see, this is your SOP. That's how we develop this product, and you have to use. If you follow that SOP, you will not face these type of changes. I just trying to enlighten. That's it.
Okay. So through your projects, I think you have created that sprint backlogs, whatever it makes from that product backlog, right?
Yeah, yeah, product bad. Yeah, yeah.
How many sprint backlogs you have created from that product backlogs?
See, our see normally to the sprints we take, right? We will take the sprints based on the complexity points, means the efforts. Normally, for every 2 weeks, each developer or should work on 8 complexity points. That's fixed. One should not take more, one should not take less, right? 8 points they should complete. So based on that, some user story might take 1 point, some user story might take two, some one. If it is a big user story, epic, if one is picking at that epic and he wants to complete that epic, which consists of 8 points, right? So it just depends on the complexity points. We go as per that. Person should take 8 complexity points per sprint. Our sprint lasts for only 2 weeks. And while doing that, on sometimes our simultaneously they will do the refinement as well to make sure they are ready for the next sprint. See, this sprint is DOR is ready only for this sprint. They have to make sure that refinement is done so that they have that DOR ready for the next sprint as well, so that they will not waste any time between the sprints, because as a bank we just make sure whatever the feature we are developing, it should not take more than uh, 2 weeks. I mean to say, it should, what are the features that we develop should be less than a quarter. Because every 6 months or every 1 year, the client needs changes, and we do make some business changes, not the major, some business changes.
Mhm. Okay. So what is the purpose of creating this DOR and DOD checklist? What is the main purpose for a business analyst like me? Maybe.
See, DOR and DOD are done at two different phases. DOR is done at the initial phase, or while before starting the, what we say, actual development, right? See, we'll have, business will give a requirement, and we will take user stories. Suppose we have created 10 user stories, but we have to, after prioritizing the user stories, the product back, we move to product backlogs. Using After moving to the product backlogs, we need to make sure that a definition of ready means, do we have the exact acceptance criteria? Do we have that acceptance criteria which will be accepted by the product owner, or do we have the enough resources that will be checked? Those will be taken in the first sprint. Not, see, before starting the sprint, we will not make sure that every product backlog, every item in the product backlog in DOR. Only we should make sure that all the backlog items in the product backlog, which we are moving to the sprint backlog, or have passed the DOR. And DOD comes when we are after developing the feature, like DOD should pass the acceptance criteria, uh, which was what to say, which was created so that the product owner should accept. End of the day, whatever the feature is developing, the product owner should be happy with that. Then the product owner will make sure that he is delivering the same to the business or the operations team as well. Definition of done will make sure that we have done all the tests and it has passed the acceptance criteria and everything. It's not done, it is done. If you go to the normal Scrum, they will not say done. If it is done. Done means it's fully checked. Done means there might be something we might miss. Done means we are fully checked. That's how we work in the Scrum.
Mhm. Okay. So in your project, so is there any delays, that particular reasons for the delaying of that project? And if you face any challenges for that particular delaying of that project, and how did you overcome from that challenges like this?
Yeah, see, delays. My work is to see, we do some, for some items or for some projects, we do use Jira and Confluence, and for some we do use GitLab. So where we are standing, the we use Jira, right? Where we are standing daily, we'll have the stand up side. We'll be knowing the progress. In the initial 2 3 days, we'll be knowing where we are standing. So if we think that we are lagging, then we will discuss why we are lagging. They might come up with like some dependency. See, something like how we work is, we have some pods, crew members and pod members, that what we that the terminology we use in UBS. We have different pods. Suppose if this team is dependent on other team, right? If this team says that, so we are expecting this future to be developed by other team. If they are making any delays, I will speak to that project. I will speak to that pod members. If it might delay more, right? We will make sure that this feature is moved back to the product backlog, and we'll try to pick other backlog item before closing the sprint. And we should not waste the time. So not every time, sometimes only it happens. Not every time we have that what we say feasibility to pick if there is a dependency. If there is a delay due to dependency from other teams, if there is any dependency delays only, we do that delays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just depends on the dependency normally, because we are the projects what we are doing or not the new features, right? It's a migration projects. Maximum they will be done, but if there is any dependency, right, from other teams, so then we try to move that item back to the backlog item, and we'll try to pull some small feature where we can fit in it to the sprint by discussing with the PO. And then the same will be communicated to the business as well. We call them as the crew members. Will, because end of the day, after every 2 weeks, they are expecting that feature to be deployed, right? So we'll just inform them instantly. We do it instantly within the 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And did you face any challenges with the project cost delay and time delay likewise?
See, project cost mean you just see project cost mean UBS has enough funding uh, for these projects, because we end of the day we want the client experience. We want to enhance our client experience, right? So for that, UBS is spending a bomb on the project. So we don't have any budget constraint, but we have time constraints. We don't want the features to be delayed, because every 6 months our business will come up with a new idea. If we are still developing the old feature, how can we do it, right? So there is no budget constraint, but we have time constraint. So we have the experienced teams when it comes to the operations, or we have the good SMEs as well who are more than decade experienced in terms of their expertise when it comes to knowledge wise. So whenever we have a knowledge gap or some understanding gap, uh, anytime if we call them, they will give their valuable 15 minutes of time. We just go for the 15 minutes of time whether we have doubts. We directly, those are not official things. We just call them up on the teams, and we'll just discuss where we can clear our issues. That's what we do. There's no budget constraints, but we have time limitations.
Okay.
But we have good people, nice
Mm,
guys to help us.
mm.
Yeah.
How much your team size?
My team size only four.
Only four.
Yeah, we have three developers,
Mm. Okay.
because the testing will be done by me, because in the I have the taxes for the developers, what we say, uh, environment of that application. So when as an SME, right, I know how to work. I know how the behavior of the trades, right? So simultaneously, I do the testing as well. So if I am okay, I do take the test scenarios from the different teams. I might not be aware of all the activities, right? I do aware of only 50 or 60% activities. For the rest, 40 to 50% activities, I will sit with the SMEs and I will take the test case scenarios and what they're expecting, right? No, I will do the tests. And once the test case scenarios are approved by their see, though we have the SMEs, we should have those test case scenarios should be approved by their team manager, and that's how it works.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you for your participation in this mock panel. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy Sunday. Bye bye.
Right, thanks.